Okay. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Happy New Year. So good to be back here again on this episode of the Money Leadership program. This is the season 2. It's a new year, and so we kickstarted a new season as expected, right? And definitely we're bringing bigger and better than we did in season 1. Thank you for sticking with us throughout the first season. We are back again for the second season. Happy New Year once again. If you can see my screen, this is just a cross section of our various products. Of course, the consulting logo there, and of course, the university that houses every other education-based project, just like the money leadership too. Of course, I'm so excited to be doing this once again. The superstar was Samuel Brown once again, and of course, I'll be taking tonight's session. For those who do not have any idea of what money leadership is about, coming back to give a rundown on it immediately done with this. Okay, this is me giving big shout outs to everybody at the SAGSE brand. Honestly speaking, since December 2022, while every business was relaxing, going on vacation, taking a break, that was when we got more busy, launching more products, fine tuning what we already have in stock, and trying to ensure everything is intact and preparing for a showdown in this very new year 2023. So big shout out to the team at the SAGSE branch, that's the Samuel Brand Global Leadership Consultancy, and big shout out to our partners, and big shout out to you too, that has been with us since season 1. Now we are here in season 2. Big shout out to everyone patronizing every of our freemium products, okay, from the money market to the money business, the money leadership, and even those are mailing list. Big shout out to you all. You all are the reason we are still standing and still doing this, promising to make this year better and bigger than we did last year, right? So announcement and disclaimers as usual, like as we did last year. Basically, every of these are freemium products are education-based products, and so we are not to be liable for any damage that will occur from you taking into cognizance what you learned from yours. We cannot really determine how you put the information to use. So because of that, we advise you to carry out your research, carry out your diligence. If there is need to ask questions, you need clarity, please come in boss and do that. Okay. So it is not an advisory program, it is an education-based program, just like every of our freemium product, from the money market that happens on Mondays and the money leadership happening on Wednesday. On Fridays, the money business. Of course, we have a new product called the Shalaye, and I think we had one episode last year. Looking forward to money happens on Tuesday. Then on Thursdays, it's basically for a very, very close and strategic community. That's a growth workshop. But that being said, every of our products are freemium products, not the premium, right? Freemium products are education based. So you carry out your research, carry out your due diligence, and if you have any questions pertaining to how to apply what you are learning or what you have learned, do not hesitate to come in, boss. That is very, very important. So that's our disclaimers. And yes, for those who are joining us for the first time, just read out everything about the money leadership for you. So money leadership is a weekly podcast where we explore the role of leadership in achieving success in business and life. Okay, so every Wednesday we gather here. We invite experts sometimes. Oftentimes I take it myself as your superstar host, right? So we share insights and experience on what it takes to be an effective leader, and through candid conversation and practical lessons, we aim to provide valuable guidance for anyone looking to improve their leadership skills, regardless of their current position or financial situation. So either you have money, you don't have money, or you not have too much that you don't really look for. You don't you are no longer bothered. Whichever category you find yourself in, that three, whatever lessons you get here, actually standard. But that being said, like I gave in the disclaimer initially, you need to carry out your due diligence. So that being said, we also review the latest news and developments in the world of leadership, highlighting both best and poor performance to help you learn from the success and mistake of others. Okay, so of course, I encourage you to join us in this journey to delve into the world of leadership and discover what it takes to make a positive impact in your personal and professional life every Wednesday. So we are available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Anchor, Amazon, and every other podcast outlet out there. So that is morning leadership for you. Okay, once again, I am Samuel Abraham. For those who can't see my face, I think let me just show you a picture of my very fine face, so you get to have an understanding of who you are dealing with tonight. Sorry, taking too long to find to be displayed. Okay, yeah, that's me. So I'm your superstar host for tonight, and I am your superstar host for as long as God will it. So this is our project, and for tonight, I'm going to be taking you on a journey on leadership. So what are my leadership lessons for this very week? Okay, that's the next item on the list. The leadership lessons for the week. I do not have slides, but I'll just show you a pictorial representation of them all. I think that will be enough. Okay, here we go. So the first thing for me is that you should take calculated risk. So I think that there's emphasis here on calculated. Right, it's very important to take risk. I think that's what separates mediocres from champions. It is very easy to conform to traditional ways of doing things, how things have been done over and over again. And of course, if you do the same thing over and over again, you're going to get the same results. So it is easier to conform to old way of doing things, to old styles, taking innovation out of the discussion. It is easy because the strategies are already there. People have been doing it before. So you already are aware of the outcomes. So in case that's what leaders do anyway. In case I'm talking about take calculated risk, right? So when you now find yourself in place where you are not comfortable, you are not satisfied with the result that keeps coming out, or the product of your efforts over and over again, you want to improve the result, want to improve the product of every effort, like want to get a better outcome. Okay, then that is when you take risks, because you are no longer conforming to what is traditionally existing, but now you are innovating and finding a way to get better results. So my leadership lessons, the first one is that you take risk, but very, very calculated risk. Do not take risk you have not calculated. You need to be ready for the consequences of your actions. Okay, so I think that is about accountability. But majorly, your risk should be very well calculated. Before you take the leap, check out the results, the consequences, the advantages and the disadvantages. There is no action that does not bring about a disadvantageous reaction. The only big thing there is that if the advantage is more heavier than the disadvantage, then it's something you should go for. So that's what the calculated is more emphasized on this part. Taking calculated risk means that you have analyzed the steps you want to take. All right, and you have seen that there is more merit to this action than demerit, then you shoot your shot. That's my first leadership lessons for. The second one is that you foster a culture of transparency. Transparency is another word for openness. I think is the sister to honesty. Being very, very clear, open-minded, and genuine. I think that's a very fine word to describe it. Foster a culture of transparency. As a leader, you work in a team, or you work for a team, or you lead a team. Transparency actually enables productivity. The more transparent you are, the more people get to trust you and want to deal with you. Now you are the person leading the team, or you are one of the leaders in a very organized team. So transparency is a very, very big deal for success in any endeavor, and I encourage you to foster that culture. If you are leading a team, mirror what you want to see. Okay, transparency builds trust. It is very important. You need trust to succeed, and aside that, it builds confidence. If people trust you, it is easier for them to be confident in your actions and what you can do, what you will do, and most importantly, like I said earlier, it enables productivity. If you need these outcomes, then you need to foster a culture of transparency. So that's my second lesson for you tonight. The third lesson is that you continuously improve and adapt. We live in a very, very dynamic world that keep changing over and over again. Except you are very much satisfied with a certain kind of results, which is very much peculiar with mediocres. I'm not calling mediocre at the moment, but if at the moment your strength can only take what a certain thing, so be rest assured that you are getting a certain result. that you should not in any way be expecting product that is not related or direct, of course, not related to the effort that you are putting in, right? Like I said earlier, if you keep doing the same thing, you keep getting the same results. You cannot keep doing the same thing and expect a different result. So, if you want different results, since the world is ever changing, keep adapting, continuously improve. And one of the best way to continuously improve is by learning. A man said that the day you stop learning is the day you start dying. So in this case, you run a business, you lead a team. The day you stop learning is the day your effort, your commitment, your ability to lead the team start dying. So one of the finest way to continuously improve and adapt is to continuously learning, that by reading books of those that have gone before you, listening to podcasts like this, okay, going to YouTube, getting videos, just looking up to experts, those who have had the experiences, and you too being very, very pragmatic in your approach to leading your team. So you need to stay relevant. That's a very big reason you have to keep improving and adapting. Otherwise, you'll be out of business, out of leadership, as the case may be. The world is very competitive. For you to remain relevant in the scheme of things, you have to keep adapting, keep improving, not sticking to a very, very obsolete system of running things. We have cases of people who refuse to adapt or refuse to improve on their way of delivering services because they found it nauseating. But at the end of the day, what happened? They got kicked out. The competition took better of them. I don't think that's what you want anyway. So because of the fact that you want to remain relevant in the scheme of things, you definitely need to continuously improve and adapt. As the world is improving, you find a way to adjust, adapt, and even for a very I think it is even more nice for you to even be the reason the world, you should be the one improving and the world adapting to you. But whatever happens, you should be a step ahead and not or be so comfortable with traditional ways of doing things. So that's my third lesson for you. And the fourth final lesson for tonight is that you should sign up to the Leading Economics Coaching Program. This is our beloved baby. Okay. So the Money Leadership is a free podcast. This is the paid version. So it's a coaching program and it lasts for 6 weeks. Okay, it's 6 weeks hands-on practical. This is not like no. I gave you a disclaimer initially that the Money Leadership podcast is an education-based podcast. Carry out your research, do your detail. This coaching program holds you by the hand, and it doesn't give room for mediocrity. All you experience is success and success and success. And so it's happening for 6 weeks. And I want you to join the wait list before we make further announcements about how to get in fully and when we are kickstarting. So this is basically just to read out what you stand out to gain from being a part of the Leading Economics Coaching Program. So it's basically a 6 weeks coaching program designed to help individuals and executives cultivate strong and very, very sound leadership skills for life, family, business growth. And this program is tailored to help you become a confident and effective leader, both personally and professionally. All right. So throughout the course, you're going to learn how to communicate effectively with your team and colleagues, foster a positive and productive work environment, build strong relationships with your family and loved ones, make informed and strategic decisions for your business, and manage your time and resources efficiently. For this is the method of effectiveness. Aside this, you're going to be learning much more. You're going to be unveiling that in due time. So with the help of our experienced coaches, I'm not going to be doing this alone. So let me just give you that. Just let this cut out of the bag. So this is a highly, highly intensive coaching program, as I said before, lasting for 6 weeks, right? So there are coaches on ground that will ensure accountability and ensure you get the results. Yeah, it's not like a normal webinar or program where you just throw materials here and there. At the end of the day, they give certificate. No, it's not going to be like that. This is a hands-on training program. At least if you have experienced some of our freemium products, by now you should know that we are committed to delivering just excellence. Okay, so you develop the skills and knowledge necessary to succeed as a leader in all areas of your life. Don't miss this opportunity. I'm begging you. Take your leadership abilities to the next level and enroll in this leading economics today. How should you enroll? Okay. Okay, I should have typed that out. But meanwhile, I can call it out for you, or I'll type it in the comment section. So just type on your phone bit.ly/PTMB 2023 and you'll be directed to the waitlist. Okay, bit.ly then slash PTMB 2023. Okay, I think I missed that. Sorry. It is that's for another program. Let me just quickly break this out. So this is the product of the SC University, that is Samuel University, and so we're having a compendium of these three different courses: the leading economics, printing the money for business, PTMB from the money business, then they follow the market from the money market. So it's at a discretion. You can decide to purchase just one, have access to one, or have access to two, or have access to the three. So what will happen? Just send me a DM and I'll link you up to this wait list. I think I missed it up initially, but I think that's okay. That's okay. You need to be part of this, honestly speaking. That is I just gave my leadership lessons for the week. The last one was you encouraging you to sign up for the early coaching program. So what are the leadership related news, trends, and my opinions around them? For a very long time, it has basically been around technology and politics. I think I just veer away from that for a while and focus on the education space. So I did a little research this afternoon, starting from yesterday actually, and I think I needed to share this with you. So it boils down to the education space, and there have been demand and outcry for innovation around this very space. People spend 20 years of their life to go through a system, need to come out and almost start from scratch. It's crazy, very, very crazy. Why don't we find a better way to get these people that are passing through the system to effectively contribute to their world, other than just going in, la cram, la pour, a certain way they call it in the Nigerian institutions over here. Okay, that aside, so this is what I wanted to let you know. So for the best leadership performance, I'll give it up to this brand. So thiel Fellowship, they pay young people $100,000 to be creative and innovative after reviewing thousands of applications for it. So this is just like a microcosm of what they do. But basically, the fellowship encourages people to drop out from school with the promise of $100,000. Like they tell you that, see, I know you just got admission into school, or you are about to get admission into school. Talking about university, right? And they encourage you to drop out with the promise of giving you $100,000 to do what? To become creative and innovative, to solve a world problem, instead of going through the academic system for 4-5 years and becoming part of the problem. Now they are offering you resources so that you can sit down at the gates and execute a solution for a particular world problem. And when that is done, jobs are created, life becomes easier for the average humans, and this just makes so much sense in comparison with what we have in the traditional education system, where you have to go through schools, go into debt doing that, only for you to come outside and become part of the problem. Like 90% of the time, that has always been the case. Then you get coming out from school, you have to now work. Now, I don't think I have to go through the process of of post universities reality. But here is still fellowship, filling up that vacuum, making it possible for people who are very creative to do the reason, to go ahead and to innovate, make life better for everybody. Okay, let me even say this. I used to have this discussion with a lot of people back then, and I say there is sent to school by their parents, their guardians, and most times when they sponsor themselves, it is at the end of the day for them to be able to earn a living, earn cash, earn money. All right. So you are going to school to go and earn so that you come outside and start earning. Now someone is giving you an opportunity to start earning on the go without even going to college. And as usual, when thiel Fellowship was launched, the mainstream media attacked it and said, college graduates, that university graduates, are going to do better than those who didn't go into the university system, blah, blah, blah. With no disrespect to the academic system. I'm just more concerned about the innovation that is lacking in that sector. After 10 years, let's see what happened. TFLs. So TF fellowship is extremely competitive. It is very competitive. You compete to get into to universities just to experience 4, 5, 6 years of theories and one or two practicals thereabouts. Then come outside and become a problem to the society instead of being a solution. Now you are competing to get into a fellowship that pays you to get ahead in life and provide solutions for problems that are existing or that are existing. That being said, let's get and see examples. In 2011, Peter Thiel was giving out 100K to college students to drop out and start a company. Forbes, one of the is a very very significant magazine in the scheme of times, a very big brand. But said TFLs should create a lesser successful company than degree holders. This is a brand that people can stake their life and believe that whatever they say is highly true. But this particular time they failed, right? Because 10 years later, they founded some of the most breakthrough companies of the decade. Who? The TFLs. Those who dropped out and followed through with Peter Thiel's ideology. So the first one here is Ethereum. Ethereum is a very big blockchain brand that we have come to be used to as humans. Apart from the BTC, that Ethereum is the second biggest. So it was founded and is currently the second biggest cryptocurrency with a worth of $115 billion. At its peak, it was $400 billion. That should be around 2020. Its merge reduced global electricity consumption by 0.2%, solving problems, not being part of the problem. This is the first one of the fellows from the Peter Thiel's fellowship. Number 2, Figma. These are just fantastic stories. Of course, there are people that might have not really had big breakthroughs, but we can obviously see that over 60% of those that went to the fellowship, they are doing very well for themselves and solving problems for the world. Figma, Zoink, who was the fellow that founded Figma, used the $100K grant he got from Peter Thiel to launch the collaborative design platform. And because he was so successful, Adobe, a brand full of those that went through college, they had to buy it, and they acquired it at $20 billion. That's a kill. Wow. Okay, Longevity VC, founded by Laura Deming, one of the fellows of Peter Thiel's fellowship. They want to eliminate age-related disease. She started working in biogerontology lab and at age 12, okay, and became a TFLO at 17 to work on her venture. Today, it has amassed $1 billion plus in follow-on funding and funded programs to expand the human lifespan at 17, instead of going to college for 5, 6 years. No disrespect for those who are doing so, but this is just leadership at work, because we are trying to point out best leadership performance for the week. And I can't just point out Peter Thiel's and his, the fellowship as a whole for what they are doing in making life really, really better. So that's the point of leadership: unleashing potentials, not diminishing or killing it. Okay, so the fourth one here is Taylor Wilson. He's an American nuclear physicist, and in 2008, he became the then youngest person to achieve controlled nuclear at age 14. He received the 100K grant and to expand applications for nuclear medicine. He won. How about Scale AI? After becoming a TFL in 2014, Lucy co-founded the data platform for AI, and today is $7.3 billion company generating 150 million plus in revenue. Like, we can keep going on and on and on, and you see, display of leadership in action, unleashing potentials, innovative leadership, going out. This is taking calculated risk, encouraging people to become solution providers instead of being part of the problems. So this is my best leadership performer for the week, Peter Thiel's, and of course, big shout out to Alexander Volodarsky for sharing this timely and very accurate information. Peter Thiel's fellowship stand out to be best leadership performer for the week at the Money Leadership Podcast. For the poor leadership performance is the traditional education system. My goodness, in comparison with what Peter Thiel offers, the traditional education system asks for your money to give you an obsolete system. You go in, you learn, you cram, come outside, and oftentimes you are one of the problem of the society, which is it needs serious innovation. Instead of continuing that, why not partner with Peter Thiel and make life better for everyone? If the mantra of education like I said initially, is to go through the system, become a better human being, financially, mentally, physically, even in association with other human beings, then Peter Thiel should be an inspiration to the whole academic system. We need a very big supernatural turnaround in that academic system. And what is the likelihood of we getting that? Let's see, innovation is becoming very fast. We now have schools, institutions leading their projects, courses online. So with time, the traditional system of learning may have to adapt and find better ways of getting people in. Uh, like I said initially, people go through these systems because at the end of the day, they are hoping, expecting to become very successful from what they have garnered while they were in institutions. But if over the years they keep seeing result that is not commensurate with their expectations, and other innovations like the Peter Thiel Fellowship keeps coming up and up, that's the academic system will not have any other choice than to reinvent itself. So for the Peter Thiel Fellowship, what is the likelihood of it remaining there? Of it will remain there as long as it keeps delivering to its promises. You apply, you get selected, you get your $100K, you become a solution provider, making the world a better place. That kind of system is going to run for thousands of years. Let's see how it goes, but I still very much believe it's going to remain like that, not even go further than it is already, and expand to other continents. At the moment, it's just very much based around America and some part of Europe. Okay, so I think that's basically it for tonight. Before we call it tonight, I'll just go ahead and talk about our product again. So we have our soft services. This is something that most of you are already used to. Don't know if I have it here, so I can quickly share. Okay, give me a sec. Okay, here we go. So these are also our soft services, and we are very much passionate about ensuring organizations, businesses, big or small, find balance in whatever they do. So first one will provide services for legal standing in terms of registering your business with the Corporate Affairs Commission. A registered business is a legal business. For it to legally exist, you need to register with the CAC. That aside, you can be operating with a particular name that's already registered, only for you to make attempt to get it done and someone already using the name. What does that mean? You have been building a brand in a particular name, and now you have to start again from afresh. Like let's say someone have a brand name John Enterprises. You have been running with that name for 5, 6, 7 years. Then you decided to, okay, let me go and get it registered and legally existing, as a legal entity. Then you find that someone's already using the name. What do you not do? People already know your start. So you have to start again with another brand new name. That's crazy, and the stress is not worth it. So that's why I'm encouraging you all, go ahead and get your organization's business entries registered, and you can reach out for us to help you do that quickly, seamlessly, gonna have a very, very sweet delivery from our end. Then business plan, proposal writing. For every building, there's a for every size of a building, there's a commensurate foundation. So business plan, aside standing out as a blueprint on how you should operate your business, is also of course a foundation for your for your solidity in that particular field you find yourself. If you don't have a business plan, it's akin to you running around headless chicken while doing business. You don't know why you're doing it. You don't know your expectations. You don't know your visions. You don't know your goals. You are just existing. In Nigeria, it is called mammoth work, but that is not the best of way to get it done. So that I need a business plan, so you have an idea of what you're into and why you're into it. We also provide professional training and general business consultancy services for staff, C-suite executives, just to ensure you are fired up and well geared for delivering at a workplace. Of course, this is a new year, and you cannot underestimate the importance, nor even overestimate the importance of of being fired up to deliver and perform at a workplace this particular year. All right, so reach out. Let's get that done. We also provide travel services, consultant services for business, residency, study, and co. Most importantly, we process international passport for those who are interested in making this movement. Aside that, it is very, very important for every citizen to have an IP. Very, very important for every citizen to legally exist by owning an IP. Other means of identification exist, but this is very, very important. In fact, it's the most important of all documents as a human being or as a resident of a particular nation. So reach out and help you do that quickly, fast, and very, very effective. That is all for tonight. I hope you learned something. I'll just give you a recap of the lessons. Some might have missed out. So let me just scroll there. So we just get to see it. I hope you're having a good time. Okay, take calculated risk. That's the first lesson. Emphasis on calculated. All right. Foster a culture of transparency. Exhibit it. And so that people who you work with or work for you can, mirror that particular attitude of yours, talking about transparency, which is very, very needed for productivity in the workplace. Continuously improve and adapt. Don't become a traditionally impaired staff or business owner. And most importantly, sign up to the leading economics coaching program. Send a DM and I'll fill you in on how to get that done. All right, so that is basically all for tonight. And yes, happy new year once again. So good to have you in this fantastic year. Looking forward to doing good, smart, amazing, and great things this year. Okay, see you in our next podcast. Until then, here's me saying good night. So you had a great time. See you next week, Wednesday. See you tomorrow if you are part of our entrepreneurs and business owners assembly community. See you on Friday on the Money Business Podcast. Ciao.